Tra la 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 la. All right, give me 1 second, guys. All right, trying to shovel some food in my face here real quick. Get my desk organized. Grabbed a Red Bull because I'm kind of sleepy. Let's get that going. I'm eating like a trough of corn like a horse. All right, let's look at some charts. NQ looks like trash. It's probably going to be garbage, so we're going to explore some other tickers. Sometimes it'd be like that. I think Apple had earnings. Uh, Got to go through here and get organized. Let's get rid of and start at the weekly. Make sure my weekly high, low are good. The daily, we're going to drop out here in no man's land. Zoom in. Here's the. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. What happened to my dailies? There they are. Day, day, 4 hour. Guys, I missed a really, really good metals setup. I'm yesterday we were looking at metals for a second. I don't know how I missed it, but I'll check it out in a second. It was quite disappointing. I think we want to go to this chart and look at platinum. Platinum had a double inside week and up here. And I was somehow snoozing on it. We opened, here's the daily. The daily, I mean, it was daily continuation, but at the weekly trigger. And it just went, it was up like 4.5% or something today. 4.55. So, silver also had a great day. Outside week. I think it was already outside week though. If not, it was very close. Yeah, it had just gone outside week, so made that outside bar a lot bigger. And then gold had a contract roll over it. That was which kind of threw me off. But if we look at the monthly here, monthly inside bar up, new all-time high. Which I've been talking about this monthly inside bar for a while, but didn't trade any of them. I woke up this morning, looked at metals at I think it was like 7 a.m. I saw they were relatively strong, and then missed Comex open at 8:30 a.m. That's when the metals really get moving. And yeah, I mean the thing that sucks with platinum is there are no micros at least on Top Step. So, but with a double inside week, I don't know, man. I would have probably taken a shot on this. So it happens. I just have to kind of chill out. Crypto had a pretty solid day, it looks like. I traded NQ. Pull up NQ. It was kind of wild. So I think I started just a 15 minute. Let's pull up like a 5 minute chart because then I'll remember where I was struggling here. So I was trading NQ, trying to get a bull break here. We had in this zone, if we look on a 60, whoops, right here. We had an inside bar. Right, this was an inside bar I was watching. I was hoping this didn't break before it closed. There was like 3 minutes left. We did break bull, but didn't get anywhere. And then I was waiting for this candle to get over, the highs of these three candles, which we did, and we got nice follow through into the end of the day. And then Trump announced Mexico Canada tariffs. So you can see it was kind of like choppy sideways, and let's see, one, two, three. Must have been right in here where I was trying to trade this, and then we got follow through, and then Trump mentioned tariffs, and the market dumped. But I hit DLL on two of my XFAs, which was kind of disappointing. But I did in my third funded account, I put up 1100 on this push up. So I ended the day up net 400. But if I had cashed out last night, I was up after I got off the stream. I was up about 800 in each XFA, so 1600, 800 times 2 copy trading, and I just didn't take the profits. I thought we were going to keep pushing higher, and we just didn't. Let's see, what time was it? Where was it? It was back over here. So, ended the stream somewhere over in here. We got this little dip down. I know some people grabbed it here. I missed this entry, and then this kind of sideways action. I think I ended up getting it up here. So I was it was a little bit of chasing, but did get a solid move up, and then sideways, another push, and then just stuck. And so I was regretting not locking it. I started doing trader math about how much money I was going to make if it just kept ripping, instead of saying like, all right, $1,600, that pays my health insurance for the month. I've been sitting here for an hour or two. That's good money. Lock it in, and I didn't. It's one thing I really need to work on. Just lock in the gains quicker. Call it a day, even if it's not, like a home run. That's a pretty great, 800 times two accounts. It would have been a great day. And then plus 1100 today would have been 2700 between last night and today. So for a 24-hour session, or Globex Asia, London, New York, would have been really good money. So kind of trying to learn that lesson about just locking it in. I think Apple had earnings, so I believe that's why we've got this crazy outside bar here, and we're gonna open stuck inside. Just kind of disappointing, but we'll see if anything else is moving. I'm gonna pull up these charts either way, whether I'm live streaming or not, or if the charts look great or not. Gonna at least sit here for an hour or so, hour and a half, maybe hour 15. See if anything sets up. If not, I'm gonna go watch Mr. Beast episode. Beast Games. So we got our top step chart marked up. Copy trading my two primary accounts. I got my backup here. Nice first day, 1104 in that. And my other two XFAs are, I say struggling, but not really. I just haven't had like a really great week. I started off Sunday night was good with the dump. But since then, just missed some opportunities. Why is my chart not loading here? Let's see if this gap closes. So hourly inside bar breaking bull, but pretty significant gap up. Just from the high to the open here, 67 points. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. I would rather this gap fill and then maybe take a long. Kind of like these gaps to get filled first, but we'll see. I've been starting to scale in a little more aggressively, trade bigger size. Um, Last night and today. I mean, my same kind of usual three micro starter, but I've added much more aggressively than I have. I kind of was taking it a little easy, mostly just trying to get to $300-400 days so I could get payouts. But I'm in rebuild mode, so want to throw some money in here. That's why I, ended up with a decent $1,100 day. I think I topped out at maybe 12 micros, which during New York is, pretty aggressive for me. Even today, when I was trading my other two XFAs, I was trading in single micro. I was starting with a micro, adding a micro, adding a micro. New York is just trickier for me to trade. The moves are more intense, harder to manage risk, so I just sized down. With a $350 daily loss limit. If you're not right, it's kind of tough. But I'm not changing that. I'm sticking to it. I know I can put up a $500 or $1,000 day if I'm on point. Relatively easy. I don't want to say easy because trading is incredibly difficult, but when I'm in the zone, it's not a big deal for me to put up 500 to $1,000. See how big this candle is, just so I can get a feel for it. Yeah, this does not look like a 30-point candle, but it definitely is. So our charts are going to be a little stretched out, kind of weird here. So you can see on the 30-minute, staying above this outside bar, and on the hourly, look at the inside bar, breaking bull, but would much rather this little gap fill first, but it doesn't look like it's going to do that. There's just not a setup on the 4 hour. It's just 4 hour continuation, 12-hour stuck inside. No setup on the daily. So not like my ideal futures open conditions. Usually like something on the 60 and the 4 hour, if possible. Like that's what I prefer. We'll see if we get over yesterday's high. But bulls showing up. 50-point range right off the bat. 5-minute flip here. 3, 2, 1. There's definitely opportunity today. I just got frustrated because I missed it. I missed the open. I was kind of slow. I woke up early and we were just chopping around in this, we had this broadening formation kind of thing going on. Right. Just kind of like ping, whatever, chopping around in here. That's not what I want. I want this. Kind of just chopping around in here. We did break out, came back in, and, there were some short opportunities in here, really, to catch any of this. I actually long down here looking for the possible outside day. Got about 30, 40 points. Didn't close it. Was just holding for the outside day. And then it smacked me in the face and I hit my daily loss. And then I tried trading in here, um, and wasn't doing it very well. It was, if we look at these candles right here, these is an outside bar on a bigger time frame. See if I can zoom in and make it a little clearer. Just a compound outside bar, right? So we were stuck inside of this range. You can see here. Stuck, stuck, stuck. When we finally got out, we got a little follow through. But it was kind of frustrating for me because, I missed what I felt like were the best kind of opportunities today. But end of the day, I got something, and then I did not flip short. I took my 1100 and I said I'm done trading for now. But shorts ended up making some quick money here. The last 30 minutes wasn't even 30 minutes, was it? 8 minutes, 160 points. Pretty crazy. Shit. I'm fighting the urge to just smash the buy button. I don't have a really good reason other than I feel like they're going to keep pushing this up, but gotta wait for a setup. At least like a little 2 minute pullback or something. Hold the 4 hour. So like a little corrective act. I gotta learn what these hotkeys are. B is brush tool. So maybe a little corrective activity. Hold this 4 hour high and then continue up. I can't just jump in here. There's no. I have a good reason. I mean, I could say maybe the 60 inside bar up, which you can see right here. Inside bar, breaking bull, hit magnitude, still going, but we got this big range that we got to get out of. So I'll take a trade right now. I will just, that'll be okay. Anybody trade today? Do you guys catch any of the moves? Either in the morning or at the end of the day? This afternoon was kind of a little, not too special. There were some opportunities in there. Green Day says happy if it stops me out here. It's a nice entry. What is that? The 1 minute chart? Let's see. That was a good entry, man. I forgot to switch to the 1 minute chart on the open. I don't always do it. I've been doing it more lately. But yeah, that's nice. Got to remember to switch to the 1 minute until we get you know, 5, 10, 15 2 minute candles. So, 20, 30 minutes in, switch to the 2 minute. It's a little clearer for me, but off the open, well, we don't have a lot of candles. That's a really good trade. It's low risk, right? Like if you enter on a break of this candle, you get this little kind of corrective activity. So you enter here. I mean, you got a 6 point stop, which is nothing, and you end up being right for 36 points to the highs. Actually, it's a little more than that, 38. But then you're in a risk-free trade, and if this keeps going, you print money. And if you stop out, you stop out. At some point, you just push it up to break even, and you don't lose anything. So nice job on that one. A little jealous, but good job. Yeah, India is a huge market. I mean, people are too focused on China. India's got the same or potentially more people than China. I don't know. I don't remember what the stats are, but I think India will outpace China for population or growth some point in the near future if they haven't already. But definitely a big market, less restrictive. Hmm. Kind of want to get into a long, but see what happens here. Just pull back and hold this 4 hour. Maybe I'll take a shot with a 5, 10 point stop. But this was a good entry on this big green candle here. Going to be a lot of people thinking this gap gets filled tonight, and it definitely doesn't have to. Bet if I jump in Top Step Discord and search for gap, let's do an experiment. Gap, 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 gap. It was like 603, 604, 605, 606, 609. Like I would prefer. I like when these get filled. I mean, this is a pretty big gap though. I like when these get filled, and then like if we gapped up maybe somewhere in here, for example, and then we fill this gap and then reverse and like re-trigger the what was it? There's not even a setup on the 30, but like then re-trigger the 60 up, or even this little. I mean, this big outside bar candle on the 15 minute makes it just a little kind of wacky. But if we stay outside of that, if we stay up, I mean, I'll be just looking for longs because if we look back here, we got this gap from this big sell off that we're coming into, right? Which, if things stay bullish, will get filled, and we can move very quickly through this gap. So I think I want to keep this on my chart just as a heads up, but I want to uh, make sure I think it's good to know about. Like the gap doesn't have to get filled. We can reject before it gets filled, but it's a good area of it's a zone to pay attention to. That's all. It's like better to know about it than not know about it. 5 minute inside bar trying to break bull. Look at my chart on the other screen here and see what we got. 15 inside, 30. We got a 30-minute flip in 14 minutes. Still got 44 minutes in the hourly candle. So tempted to take a long here. Just thinking about what do we got like bigger picture that can happen. Like just with a stop underneath these lows, like a low risk or under this 4 hour. Like what some people refer to as a cheap trade that it won't cost you if you're wrong. It won't cost you very much if you're wrong to find out. Little 2 minute shooter here. Gonna switch over to the 2 minute chart. Hmm. I think I'm just gonna be patient. You still in that trade? Green Day. Oh, by the way, guy, yeah, he mentioned he listened to the Apple conference call. That's why I mentioned India. Said there were some nuggets in there. India's buying a ton of iPhones, iPhone Pro. Most people only focus on China market. India's equally as big. That's why I jumped in after the open. Richie Love says it looks like we're grinding down. Yeah. So we may fill the gap. I mean, doesn't have to get filled. Can be tricky though. But there's just not any. I like higher time frame setups. It's nice that the 4 hour is two up, so at least we have some direction on the higher time frame candles. But inside 12 hour, inside day, and just kind of big old mother bar problems back here. I mean, this is a huge range to trade, but we're chopping this. That's why price action is kind of so all over the place in here, in my opinion. We got this, and it just becomes really hard to trade inside of this, for me at least. So trying to be patient and also going to focus on locking in gains quicker. Really need to do that. It's on my checklist here, on my trade plan. I've talked about it. Let's bold this too. I just bolded the journal because I admitted that I've done a terrible job of doing any kind of journaling. But locking in gains quicker is definitely something I struggle with. Like keeping that greed in check. I'm like, if I'm up 400, let's get 800. If we're up 800, let's double it. You know, trader math, where we start, spending our $10,000 win before any of it's realized. See if we can hold above this. Let's mark, where's the hourly? I think, is the 4 hour and the hourly the same here? No. I'll mark the 60 high. That's the inside bar. Stuck between the 4 hour and the 60. Telling myself in my head to just be patient. Like I wanted to just jump in along there with a stop kind of under the 60 inside bar. So, really small stop, but I'm not 100% convinced yet. This could just, this could definitely roll over and come down here. Or it either goes up or just keeps going down. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but price can go up or down. Did you trade today, Richie? Don't mind me. I'm eating some corn here, so. Who else is in here? Let's take a peek. We got T. Razzle. What's up, bud? JJ. Ale. I haven't seen you before. Matt, what's up? M something. MEI. What's up, girl? Koi. With a cool little, is that a frog? Profile pic? And who else? Large pips. You guys traded today. I hope you made some money. If not, I hope you managed risk. Kept your losers small. How'd you do today, MEI? I saw you up early, dabbling, bobbing and weaving. Got a little 5-minute hammer kind of setting up here. If we look on this chart, you see we're holding above the daily open. Little hammer candle. Might be worth taking a shot here. We're going to. Why not? Oh, that stop looks way more than it. I kind of don't like that much risk, but we'll see. I'm willing to risk like 60 bucks. A flip in a minute. Inside 15. Not like the greatest trade, but I'm going to take a shot at it here. If we stay above the daily open, hopefully we got a lot of shorts piling in looking for that gap to fill, and they get squeezed. If you're short, no offense, but I'm rooting against you. Traded before market open only. How'd you do today? Green, red? What's up, Katie? How are you? Yeah, that Trump dump. I mean, I had just closed longs. I mentioned earlier on the stream. I got long heading into the end of the day. Was looking for a little bit of a squeeze, and I exited my position. And then, like 5 minutes later, I got the Trump dump. I feel like I'm gonna stop out of this. I feel like my stop should be this low, but I don't know. I didn't want to risk that much. It's not like it's a lot, but at the 5 minute flip, and I just wanted to see this go. There's still hope, but Katie, did you happen to catch that short by chance? Or hopefully you didn't get stuck in a long. I was so grateful I closed my position and just, because of last night giving back 800 times 2 XFAs, so $1,600, I was like, I'm just going to close this. I'm not going to get greedy. I scaled out on the way up, and then, somebody was like Trump speaking, and I said, oh my goodness, uh-oh. Then he mentioned the T word. Tariffs for Canada and Mexico. And the market no likey. Beyond green today, you got SPX options. Oh, you totally forgot? You can't do that. Almost getting tagged out here. Maybe we fill this gap. I don't know. I hope we can get some buyers. Nope, not gonna happen. I don't want to. I'm a little late now. I don't want to flip short, but I don't want to do too much flip flopping. We do have a rev strat though in the 15 with this gap fill. So inside, two up. If we break this low, potentially for the gap fill. But we've only got 2.5 minutes left in this candle. So we'll see what happens. So red on the day, hourly shooter. Trying for a new low a day. Wish I had flipped like up here on this little. I mean, this is just like in regular TA little bear flag. So sellers, little corrective activity, short under the break here. Was just too team bull, hoping that we could get that 5 minute hammer going to the upside. Uh, Good for a quick 16 points, and if we get this gap fill, it's going to be end up being a nice 70 points down. But I don't want to just plow in now. I want to take like another. I want to wait for a better trade opportunity. Been tough trading Globex Open lately. Like there just hasn't been a good 60 minute slash 4 hour setup. So new low a day. I mean shorts are looking juicy here on these higher time frames. So we got a 30 minute. We got a 30 minute flip coming with a shooter. Three failed two up. Right, red two up shooter. Same looking setup shooter on the hourly. I'm gonna try a short. This is definitely more risk than I wanted to take, but if this doesn't work, I'm gonna hop off and just call it a night until something better shows up. But we did break the 30 on NQ, 30 shooter down. Just not getting any follow through yet. See what the 1 minute looks like here. The 30 to get back in force. The 3-2-2. Struggling to get it done. Close. But close doesn't count. If I stop out of this, it's really only going to leave me room for maybe probably one more trade, so I'll have to be super selective. Probably just wait to see what happens on the 4 hour flip. Got a new 2 minute candle in 20 seconds. Would love to see this inside bar break bear, retrigger the 30. Don't know if that's going to happen, but hoping. No, not up. Breakdown. Come on. What's up, Busy? How are you? Katie says was out of my long, then grabbed a quick scalp on MNQ while it was going crazy. Yeah, I was fighting the urge to jump in. The volatility was kind of nutty, but I just didn't want to give back. Like after last night, like I said, I just didn't want to give back any of that. I ended up green on the day, walked away with net 400, and I just cut myself off. Very hard for me to do. So close to getting this 30 back in force. Like we got an outside 2 minute. Come on, you can do it. Like big flush. Another 2 minute flip here in 9 seconds. Reduce my risk a little bit here. It's kind of a tight stop, but like I want to see this go. I don't want this to dilly dally. If it starts dilly dallying again, let me look and see where the 30 minute opened. 670. Yeah, I kind of want this to just go. If this doesn't go, then I'm there's a possibility I'm wrong, and it'll leave me more daily loss limit to take another trade. better trade opportunity. Don't do it. 30 just doesn't want to go. Gonna stop out probably. And I can't get a good trade off the open here lately. That's just because there's no setups on the 60 or the 4 hour. See if my stop was just too tight. If I should have just left it up here at 678, but it's kind of a fail. We got a failed two down now. So look here, we got a two down green on the 15, on the 30, on the 5. Looks like it's gonna go outside bar. I just wanted to see it kind of push down here. If it doesn't take out 678, I'm going to be a little irritated at myself just for not being a little more patient. I just don't want to risk, I can deal with minus 130. Gives me 220 of drawdown for another trade, so I get another trade or two. I want to see what happens on the hourly flip. Maybe that'll be. I mean, I like the way the hourly looks right now. Where's the hourly? Right here. We got this. It looks similar to the 30-minute. Inside bar, two up, red shooter. I have more confidence in that. Also have a shooter on the 4 hour. Here's the 4 hour. Anybody know how Apple's earnings were? Well, let's see what Apple did. Let's see what Apple looks like. I guess market liked it in general. Higher than we closed. See what Nvidia looks like too. NVDA. Should have looked at this earlier today. I've wanted to grab some Nvidia leaps. But kind of waiting for the dust to settle a little bit here. And when you look at look at the 3 month chart, I mean it's hard to. I know this is crazy. 1,300%. Just don't want to get stuck in something that, maybe bubblish. Scope out some metals. What else is happening here? Silver still going? Silver sideways. See, natural gas. Nah, I don't like it. Nikkei. Eh. Oh, that's natural gas. It's a new natural gas contract. Oil. Oil was a bit wild. Trump said something about he's going to review oil. I don't know what that means. Next week. Tuesday, maybe. But that was pretty crazy here. Big pump, big dump, stuck inside of these candles. So glad I exited where I did, just tighten my stop. 15-minute flip in 3 minutes. 64-point range here. Just want to get into something green, but gotta wait for the candles to set up. Earlier today, I was just fighting the urge to click buttons. I didn't, fortunately. Like I just stopped myself and said, let's not do crazy stuff. It's not really trading. That's when the gambler in me is just itching for green. Usually doesn't work out well. Like when I waited today and something finally set up on the hourly, that's when I ended up making money. So it was just a reminder that, it's very possible to put up some decent numbers as long as I'm patient. It's just hard to be patient sometimes. And you guys like really impatient in your life and then you like get into trading and you're like, holy shit, I need to work on that. Like, God forbid the old woman in front of me at the grocery store, like, doesn't know how to use her tap credit card. I'm like, let's go, lady. Like, all right, Tom, settle down. What are you in a rush to do? Nothing going on. Busy says hit PDLL 2 days in a row. 50 on both accounts. Still a green week, so not giving back overall gains. Living to trade another day in both XFAs. Smart. Bought one Apple share across 3 of your accounts. Congrats. Looks like that worked. And also says, feel like patience takes time. That's the conundrum. Like you have to be patient to work on patience. What? It is true. I just try and practice, in my life, and like I said, I think, waiting in line, taking a deep breath, thinking about, whether an extra 30 or 60 seconds is going to impact my life in any meaningful way. I'm not trying to escape from a car that's underwater or get out of a house that's burning on fire. Like, is it really going to matter that much? Am I letting it bother me more than it should? Like, is it really that big of a deal? I'd rather save my energy and my fight for things that really matter, not just because I'm like fidgety and want to go home and cook dinner real quick. So we got a 15-minute flip here. We got a 2 down green. But, oh, I got the wrong. Let's pull up the 30-minute. 2 down green on the 30. This hammer triggered and just wouldn't go. Got a shooter on the 60. Got a flip in 13 and a half minutes. Probably hang around and see how the 60 looks on the flip. Because I'm a little conflicted here. We got a 15 minute looks bullish. 30-minute looks bullish. Hourly looks bearish. 4 hour looks bearish. Inside 12 hour, inside day. So a little not super clear. Busy says, I remember in trading in the zone. He said, oh, trading in the zone. He made a guy put on a trade, set risk and target, and turn around in the chair for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's almost what I did today. I didn't, but my dog was wanted to go play, and I was in a long, and I thought to myself, let me just. Did we go outside? I think we did actually. I think I was in a trade for about 5 or 10 minutes where I wasn't sitting there staring at it, and I came back and it was actually up. But like I could have, if I had just waited, I could have set my stop at break even or slightly in profit, and then come back to that Trump dump and been mad as hell. So I think one way I want to try and practice is just trading super small size, right? Grab a micro, hold it overnight, and practice just going to bed and not looking at my phone like every 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like acceptable risk. If I wake up and it's green, like take good trades. Don't just jump into any whatever, but practice getting used to being in a position and not staring at it, not micromanaging, because sometimes that works against us. You're like messing with your stop, you get stopped out, and then the trade works. Or, you're like, oh, I'm up X amount of dollars. You start to take profit, and instead of just leaving it to hit target, and you cut yourself short. But you never really know it. This trading thing is super tricky. 5 minute in force to the upside. See if we get back to the highs here. Got a There were more time in this candle. I would say maybe we go outside 30, but I don't know that's gonna happen. The hour still looks. We got this. I don't know what you call this candle. It's not actually a shooter, but shooter-esque, shooter-ish. They're like a gravestone doji, I think. If you want to get technical. I don't remember all the fancy pants names for candles. I know hammers and shooters are what I care about most. We know dojis are just indecision candles where we're kind of stuck in the middle. But other than that, let's see. Busy bought in this zone. Oh, for Apple, nice. By near the bot where the X2, was that where you bought the bottom there? Got the dip? I didn't trade there today. Was that into the close? Did you buy it like at the end of the day when the market pulled back? Scooped up a share? It's a nice little win. You plan on, is this like a long term kind of just buy and hold sort of position? Would you stop out of it? Like, do you have a point where you would cut it, or you're like, I got a couple shares of Apple, or a share or two, whatever you got, I'm just gonna hold it like long term, or is this a trading position or like a swing position? What's your strategy? Yes, at 514. NQ not really doing a whole lot here, guys. I tried the long, I tried the short. I was wrong on both. So now I'm just waiting. I said neither of them were great. I mentioned both weren't like my super favorite setups. I was hoping the 30 would just go, maybe fill that gap, but no such luck. 7.5 minutes till the hourly flip. If I had to pick a direction here, I'm leaning bearish. Well, we'll have to see what happens when this hour closes. I don't want to jump into like another trade just based off of what I think is going to happen, right? We got to trade the charts, trade what we see, not what we feel, not what we think. It's always nicer to end these streams or to, take my break after Globex open being in the green or flat, even break even. I'm not a huge fan of being red even if it's small. I mean, I don't think anybody is, but I've gotten better at just being okay with it, right? It's part of trading. One of the best top step traders has like a 35% win rate. So, he's out of 10 trades, 6.5, he's wrong. He's only right 3.5 times out of 10 trades. But when he's right, he makes it count. The risk return is significant. So that's probably where I'm at, like 35-40% win rate. But it's hard to tell because I will, I'll stop out. I'll take the same trade occasionally, like 2 or 3 times. So I might stop out, and then catch a winner. I don't know how that impacts my numbers. Buyer's trying here. We get the 15 back in force. We get the 60 flipped green, and we're green on the day. So here's the 60, and you can see this line right here. This green line is the daily open. So we've got short-term continuity to the upside, but this isn't a super convincing candle. Well, they're starting to put in some work. Trying to. Busy says I'm going to hold it for as long as it's above my buy entry. I'll put in a hard stop at the next swing low formed on either the 60 or 4 hour. Good plan. Always good to have some idea of like where you want to cut a position. If a trade doesn't work, that's one thing. It's like another thing if you trade doesn't work but you had no plan and no strategy for like getting out, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in a position that might be red, like confused about whether you should get out or doing the hope and pray. Like maybe it'll turn around here. Like you gotta have a solid game plan. At least that's what's worked for me. No more holding red positions, just like doing the fingers crossed trading strategy where you're just, oh my god, please turn around. Flip in 3 minutes. Trying to go outside 30. It didn't look like they were gonna get it done. Might be compound 30 outside. Inside 5 hammer. Right here, broke bull. Oh, what happened to Discord? There it is. Anybody take any trades here? Get any winners? Are you guys just kind of chilling and watching? Hopefully you didn't follow me. Or if you did, you kept your losers very tiny, itty bitty. One minute till the flip. You guys excited? We're gonna open inside hour. I'm not super thrilled. We'll see what happens on the 30. Maybe we get that compound outside bar. But I don't know that I'll jump into that. I was just gonna wait. Something on the 4 hour. I need a good setup on the 60 or 4 hour, and then I'll look for an entry like on the 5, 15, 30. That's what's worked best for me. Try and stay off like I use the 2 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, but been avoiding entries just on those time frames. Like I need something on the 60 or 4 hour with some magnitude before I really get excited. Like that trade today, I was fine. There wasn't a setup on the 4 hour. We did take the 4 hour up back here towards the end of the day, right? We had this 4 hour hammer candle. We did break bull, so there was kind of something here, higher time frame that got going, but then we got smashed in the face with the tariff talk. But this these highs right here, like waiting for the hourly. So they're set up on the hourly potential 4 hour magnitude. We broke the 4 hour right here. So I've just been waiting for these because I'm usually looking for how many points did we get here? That was 87 points. I'm usually looking for like 30, 40, 50 points out of my trades. So it means I got to trade the higher time frames. Usually not going to get that on the like a 15 minute. I mean, during New York you can for sure, but it's kind of rare. Globex, Asia, usually much smaller candles. So we got the flip inside bar, sellers showing up so far. Inside 15, inside 30, inside 60. Let's update our 60 here. There's the 60 low. Just not that interested. What's up, Nate? Did you trade today? You've been killing it. Nate's been. Are you the same Nate, right? I mean, there could be other Nates. I'm guessing you're the Nate that I think that I've discussed Top Step with on X. Is that right? Okay, I thought so. Nate's been crushing it. Just started with Top Step. How'd you do today? Have you been still doing well, managing risk, or did you like do something crazy and blow up an account? You started out like with a bang. Pretty impressive. Got some really nice trades. New York Open. Catch the short. How much more you need to pass your combine? Or you already passed, you get an XFA. Suspense is killing me. I love when I see people get, who start with top step or a prop firm and then they, pass quickly or relatively quickly, whatever that is for you. Doesn't really matter. If it takes you a couple days, takes you a couple weeks, it's an accomplishment. Feels really good to get that first funded account. And then the trick is keeping it. So I know for me, I go in, these evaluation accounts, combines, I trade much more aggressively. I don't even mess with micros. I mean, well, that's not true. I shouldn't say that. But typically I'm trading mini size. So one, two, three minis on a combine. And then XFAs, I slow things down a little bit. Let's see. Nate says, finished up the last challenge. Tomorrow start the PAs. Yes, got in the 10 a.m. wick. Up tippy top. Nice job. How many accounts are you trading? You got two or three? I think you got more than one, right? If I'm not mistaken. And follow up question: do you plan on copy trading at all? Or are you going to trade them individually? Have you been copy trading? What's your game plan? Oh, you got 15, 25. I thought you had a Top Step account too. Would you have Apex accounts too? Copy trade them. Yeah, if you can be disciplined and consistent, man, copy trading is the way to go. Okay, I'm happy that I got a backup funded account here so I can copy trade too. I need to trade a little bit better than I have been or be, quicker to lock in gains. Sometimes I forget that it's, double, whatever. So, I mean, even like a two, three, $400 ends up being, four, six, 800. But ever since I copy traded five funded accounts and got smacked in the face going on tilt and blew them all up, I've been a little reluctant. But since I've been following some rules lately, and speaking of, we got to lock risk settings here because as soon as I get too cozy, I will start messing with that daily loss limit if I get close to hitting. It's just, I don't trust myself yet. Gotta protect myself from myself. Nate says I've had all the accounts, lost them all over time. Okay. Well, wishing you luck on this round. Have you gotten payouts yet, Nate, or are you just when you say you've had all the accounts? What do you mean? You've had them in the past? I felt like you were asking me questions about Top Step as if you hadn't traded props before. But now it seems like you're, prop master general, Mr. 1525Ks. So I'm confused. Or you hadn't tried Top Step before and needed to be clear or weren't clear on the rules? What's going on? While we sit here and watch NQ do nothing. We got 5 minute inside, 15, 30, 60 inside. I'm going to hop off here in a second. Just finish chatting with Nate. See if you guys have any other questions. I'm not really in a hurry to jump into another trade here. Just going to just wait for the 4 hour flip or maybe check back for London or save it for New York. But tomorrow is Friday, and I'm not a fan of Fridays. It's also the end of the month, so if you're trading, there could be end of month rebalancing with the quote unquote hedgies adjusting positions. So another trader that I follow mentioned that, so passing that information along. She said not to fight the trend last day of the month. So if you see buying or, aggressive buying or aggressive selling, kind of go with the flow. So she's been trading, I think, like 14, 16 years. Added the little caveat that not always, but sometimes. I mean, the standard welcome to trading. Sometimes things happen, not always, but be on the lookout. High alert, just in case. Nate says I like Top Step, but there's something about the 1-to-1 ratio. Oh, are you not trading on Top Step X? You trading on like Tradeovate or another one of the other platforms? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. That's actually why I switched from Tradeovate to Top Step X. I really like their Top Step X platform because of the risk kind of tools that they have. But if you prefer Tradeovate or you want to trade in TradingView, then you kind of have to go with that. And then not having the 1 to 10 for mini to micro conversion is really, really sucky. And from what I understand, live accounts on top, even though on Top Step X, they're 1-to-1, which is depressing because I like scale. I like my 3 micro starter and then just add aggressively into winners, right? If I'm wrong initially on 10 points, I stop out for $60. On a mini, I'm going to take a $200 loss and then I can only be all in or all out on a mini. Like to scale in, I'd be, scaling into 2 or 3 minis, which isn't really where I'm at yet. Like in the future, yeah, sure, I imagine it won't be a big deal, but that is a pretty big downside. Not going to argue with that. And brackets, yeah. I don't know that I don't, that doesn't bother me, but I can see where people, like having that functionality. It's on their roadmap for Top Step X for Project X, but I don't know when that's gonna get done. But yeah, they not having the conversions is rough. I agree. Ron says it just got here. Any small amount of training already? Not really. Just took two trade. Took made a long attempt, didn't work. Made a short attempt, didn't work. Now mostly just chilling. Probably this weekend, I'll sit down and put together some kind of an outline for things that we can discuss about the strat, and then maybe start that next week. But not much happening here. I'm gonna hop off, guys. I appreciate you all stopping by. Wait, 1-to-1 meaning drawdown to profit target with the 25s? Oh, is that Apex's? What, you have the same max loss limit as profit target? Is that what you mean? That be? Okay. Yeah, I just can't get on. I mean, Apex, their unrealized trailing loss for me is like a non-starter. Won't trade anywhere that has an unrealized trailing drawdown ever again, never. Because if I'm trying to hold positions for 30, 40, 50 points, and I'll let something stop me out, I'll eat 20 points, no problem, and that just crushes me on with Apex. Plus, they've got a 30% rule of some kind that I'm not really clear on. I see people get denied all the time for like improper risk management. I don't know. The rules are just too. I know Top Step is going to pay me no matter what. I'm not willing to put in any kind of work and then get denied payouts. So I don't. That's why I won't mess with them. But there are plenty of people who are trading Apex and making money. So whatever works for you. Like I don't knock how anyone trade. If you're whatever you can do to extract money from the market, go for it. Like if you're using VWAP and the strat, fine. If you're using Elliott Wave and RSI, who cares? Like if your strategy isn't working, then maybe explore something else. If you've got something that works for you, then just run with it. So same with props. Like if you find it, if you're able to successfully get paid on Apex, and then that's amazing. Like I want to see everybody who does this be successful. So for me, I can't imagine anything else that I would rather do. Like this is a great gig to sit here and click buttons and turn money into more money. You don't have to deal with people. You don't have to have meetings or phone calls. It's just a really, you got a ton of freedom. You can do it from anywhere. So anybody that can change their life through trading, whatever that looks like, I fully support it. Yeah, just they've got a lot of rules. I know. I'm hopefully it works out for you. You'll find. I guess you'll find out soon. Large pips. You didn't forget about. I've been kind of busy. Talk about the prop that allows you to hold overnight. Okay, I forgot about it, so I appreciate the reminder. Just DM me. My DMs are open for anybody that needs to vent or has questions about trading or wants some advice. Shoot me a message. Happy to answer. You can reach out on X/Twitter or Discord. But I'm gonna hop off. We got inside bars still on the 15-30-60 and just not feeling it right now. Gonna wait, see what happens. I don't want to take another just like low quality trade attempt and then end up with not a whole lot of drawdown or when a really good setup shows up. Like I want these two copy traded accounts to have a solid day. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck.